So, y'all, we had a story that we talked about a few episodes back, and we were all very anti what the IRS was going to do. But ultimately, the IRS was, as early as this summer, they were going to push to where you were going to use facial ID to authenticate with IRS systems, not necessarily to get your refund or to log in to be able to pay your taxes, but to get any information about your account. And all the red flags for us went up about how, is the facial recognition going to work? Is it going to work slower for people of color? Are we going to have to, because it doesn't work for us, are we now going to be forced to go and ask questions on a 800 number that you can't get through? All those kind of things were the things that we initially thought. But I guess enough other people thought about it as well that the IRS has decided to backtrack. Now, this isn't new news. They actually, this has been, a few weeks or a month even. They've, did their about face on that. But I guess we wanted to go and put an update out about that.
Yeah, I think, it's worthwhile for people to know that they have an option now, because the IRS they're going to continue to use facial recognition or offer facial recognition as an option to log in for certain services through the end of this tax season. But they will also offer the option to verify your identity through a video chat with a live representative. So you get those options. They are also saying and promising that they will be deleting all of the captures and all of the other, because right now the way the Face ID is working is that you have to upload some sort of identification, some sort of photo identification. Then you have to take a selfie of yourself, and the AI compares those two pictures to see if you are who you say you are. They're claiming they're getting rid of all of that old biometric data. Hopefully that is the case, but it still leaves a lot of questions, open. They're not giving any particular timeline for when that biometric data gets deleted. If the video chat that you have with this representative to verify your face is recorded, they still got your face on camera and saved somewhere. So, are those chats going to be deleted as well? It's a lot to think about and process. And they're moving to some login.gov setup, which I'm not intimately familiar with after this tax season. But I think the IRS is still going to have quite a bit of our biometric data if you've already done it that way.
You know what I think? I think somebody, owner, founder, main person at ID.me had a hookup, had the inside tracked with somebody from the previous administration, and they were able to push this project through. When the old administration left and a new administration came in, and I'm not saying that's the only reason, because in this story that we're reading in CNN, they've got the Algorithmic Justice League that was fighting against, I don't know where they came up with that name from, but there's the Electronic Privacy Information Center, American Civil Liberties Union. All these people say, "Hey, what are y'all trying to do? Hold up," and put the kibosh on this thing. But I think because it feels so weird that the IRS, of all the places to start with facial recognition, the DMV, all these other places, they did the IRS, right?
Well, no, they didn't start with the IRS. ID.me, the company.
No, I'm talking about
using their facial
I'm talking about the government
ahead.
working with ID.me. The government started with IRS.gov.
No,
they've been working with a bunch of different government.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different agencies. So that's how we were able to find out that ID.me was not that great. That they were actually having a fair amount of issues with it because it was like, well, wait a minute. This is not working on this site that's going to get 1/10 of the the amount of traffic that the IRS.gov is going to get. Right. If it's not working for us, what makes you think it's going to work for for them? Fix us first before you actually go.
April 13th, when everybody start trying to file their stuff, and stuff start crashing and stuff not working, and now you got all of this data that you claiming you're going to get rid of, and you're claiming you'll delete afterwards and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah, it just wasn't a good look. But I agree that ID.me probably got a hookup from somebody, in some federal office. And they're like, oh yeah, we can all use this. This will be great. This will be great. And didn't do their due diligence and really
Right,
vetting the
right.
Yeah.
software
So
like they should have.
I'm going to just say this. I am not against the IRS verifying people accurately. I just want to make sure that whatever you're going to use is going to verify people accurately. And it's like
Right.
in, just the fact that we heard this, was it late last year, early this year that we heard this and it was going to go into effect by the summer? It's like, whoa,
Right.
it's like,
Like,
this is
good
the
and well.
government. It's like,
Exactly.
it's like, do you know how much time the government takes to do
good and
stuff that they think
well.
about? It's like they hold
You
your
had
horses,
this ready
slow up,
yeah.
rethink all this. So for me, I'm just glad that, okay, they are pulling back. Like I said, I have no problem with them figuring out how to verify you. That is not an issue. And, there were some things that we heard about this story, and it's like, you have to get through the noise because a lot of people are saying a lot of just, insane stuff that this wasn't. It's like, no, they're trying to, here's a picture of you on your phone. Here's a ID that they know. We're going to match those pictures up to verify who you are.
Right.
So that you can now get access to this very, critical information. Don't have a problem with that. My problem was always, are you sure that works? Are you sure that's going to work for everybody? Because here's the thing. If it doesn't work for you, then you have to call an 800 number. And you've got to wait in the queue, and you've got to wait until someone gets to you, verifies you by other means, and then pushes you through. And what I saw coming was just a massive bottleneck.
Well, and also if it doesn't work now, are you going to be accused of fraud? You know what I mean? Now, if my pictures don't match because your AI doesn't work, am I going to be accused of tax fraud? You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the bigger issue. If I got to wait to ask my question about my taxes, I mean, that's an inconvenience, but whatever. But if you saying, well, your pictures don't match, now we suspect that you may be trying to,
we come
pull
to
the
audit
wool over
you.
our
Right.
eyes. Yeah. Then that's
Yeah.
that's the problem. And then
Yeah.
again, where is this data being shared? It's the IRS today, but is it the FBI tomorrow? And is it the CIA the next day? Who else has access to this biometric data? Like it's always a slippery slope when you talk about facial recognition. Always a slippery slope. And I gotta push back on you, Terrance, because the Algorithmic Justice League is the shit. Joy is doing her thing.
I see who's behind it, but
Joy
come
is
up with a
doing
better
her
name,
thing.
Jack.
I mean, they're superheroes. They're saving us from the evils of privacy invaders.
Hey, I support the movement. We had to talk. We need to workshop
Like
that.
they need to think about some better PR.